deer damage from rubbing the antlers. That's a roe deer. I know, I've just seen one. That's what's made me have a search. I know it hasn't just been done, but this is a while ago and I haven't noticed that because I haven't come from that side. I normally go down that way. But also the bottom is muntjac because they're smaller. The first time I saw a muntjac was well, many years ago. I thought it was a pig. I'd never seen one before. But they're short, stumpy. They are old looking things, kind of prehistoric almost. But they do a lot of damage because they eat plants low down, trees especially. Certain trees, not all trees. Particularly the trees you want to grow. But they are a bit of a pest in our woodlands. The other thing, the higher damage is from roe deer cleaning the antlers because they have what's called, I think it's velvet. It's what's called velvet, and I think it must itch or something. It must annoy them in some way. So they rub it off on trees and it rips off the bark, which is very kind of them, don't you think? And sometimes you find something unexpected in the compost. Little rodents. It's alright darlings, I'll leave you. Okay, now here's something that I want to share. It's something that really annoys me, and I'm sorry, but I hate grey squirrels. They are really not very nice creatures. First of all, they ran all the red squirrels out of the country, and secondly, they're so destructive. You know, you'll never like grey squirrels if one day you come back to find 3,000 of the bulbs you spent the day before planting have been dug up and eaten. That kind of ruins any nice feeling you have. But the worst thing they do, I think, is they destroy trees. And here's an example. All the bark ripped off. It's not completely ripped off all the way round, but it's all the way up past the first few branches and up to where the branches split off there. They haven't gone all the way around the trunk, there's still this bit, but even so, that's going to severely limit its growth and its life. I can show you some more evidence of that too. Basically this space here, the dogwood that's in the centre there, that's been planted since. But in here was an acer that probably was the same height as that magnolia, and the squirrels, overnight, the squirrels just ripped all the bark off, and we're left with this area that we've now filled with various things that we wouldn't have otherwise. I managed to catch the squirrel in action on this one, but not before it'd done all that damage. Luckily it doesn't go all the way round, but had I, oh actually, yeah, it goes quite a lot round there, but not completely all the way round, but obviously it's lessened the life of this tree. And if you look up in there, see the bark been stripped all the way up through there, and that one all the way up. Really horrible. Look at that. That's what they do. So if we're talking pest prevention, this is a cherry tree with loads of tights on it to prevent the birds getting the cherries. Now the other thing you'll see in here is this. Now it's not for decoration. It's actually all over. They're all getting it. It's pheasant prevention, because the pheasants will come, see the earth, lie in it, scrape it up, make themselves a dust bath, and ruin the squashes. And there are, I think there's 10 in here. You can see some of them haven't quite got any sticks to sort that out yet. Well, I came to get my camera to film some birch bark, but excuse me looking confused, I'm wondering what's going on, because look, I think that one may be dead. There's one. No, that's not one, is it? Oh yes it is. Oh dear, that's black. These aren't black. Well, when I got onto the lawn down here, I found 3. There's only one left now, so obviously the other 2 have flown off, but that's not looking that healthy, is it? In fact, it looks like it's almost dead. It was moving about a minute ago. Say a minute, a couple of minutes ago. Yeah, it's moving. Oh no, I'm not going to attack you. It's okay, it's alright. Oh dear. See that? I see this so often every year. And I strongly suspect that that's Varroa. For anyone who doesn't know, Varroa are this creature that lays their eggs. They get into the, I think, as far as I remember, they manage to get into the hive, and then they lay their eggs on the bees. And in one of the places we found underneath the cherry tree one afternoon, I didn't find them, they did. There was a whole load, there were dozens of bees just dying on the floor with what looks like, you know, something going on with their heads, which is pretty much a clear sign of Varroa, I believe. Now, a minute ago I was over there on the main lawn in that corner, and now I've found another one here. And the chances are it could have been one of the 4 that were over there, but I don't know. Very often you just find loads on one day. Commonly I used to find them in February, March for a number of years, but it's got a bit later. Oh, there's another. Well, it's unusual, isn't it? Unusual bee behaviour. I'm not an expert on bees. Well, I do know a bit, but that's not one of the things I know. It's sad because they pollinate our food. Without bees, we all die. Unless everyone's going to go out and pollinate everything. I can't imagine they do. I mean, I know, I'd heard in is it Japan? Either Japan or China, they go out with feathers and pollinate their cherry trees. It's always sad to see something like that. Sorry to show you it, but Now this is fox, as you can see from the cherry stone in there. Very similar, but fox fur, but fox droppings are kind of long and thin, but a bit bubbly, because they eat insects. I mean, you might be able to see some bits of insects in there.